Got it on my hand. I am going to catch myself on fire. Just watch. Is it burning? Ah, yeah, it's burning. It's burning. Listen, this thing expired like back in February. And that was what, 7 months ago, 8 months ago? Hopefully we have no bears come up on us because of the smell. We're probably gonna die. And I'm not even exaggerating. But watch this. Isn't that awesome? That is like the coolest thing ever. Well guys, it's official. It's officially time to do some proper campsite cooking in the woods. Last time, if you know, you know, there's a propane mishaps. I literally almost blew up. That was crazy. So I got on the Amazon and purchased a alcohol stove. Okay, there's our fuel we're going to use. It's Heet. You can find it in the automotive section. It comes with a pretty cool bag. I only paid like 13 bucks for this one. This is the Redcamp. Now I know there is a name brand called Trangia for like 10, 15 bucks or so more, like 10 bucks more or so. I want to look into getting one of those in the future, but from what I saw, these Redcamps, they work just fine. So I have not added any fuel into the stove at all. I wanted to do this like legit on camera and everything. I even have this Stanley camp 2-person, even though it's just me out here all lonesome, just me, 2-person little pot that we're going to use. I found this at the flea market here in London, the vendor's market, and this I found at Goodwill. I have not washed it yet. In fact, it has a Goodwill tag on it. We may use this to cook the steak. I do have one of these, which is pretty cool. Also found this at Goodwill. Yeah, I don't know. We're doing steak and mashed potatoes is what we're doing. We have our water for the mashed potatoes. So I think we're going to do the steak probably first, because that way we can let it rest. Now, a little issue with the steak that I have, we may get sick. Because I say that because this steak, I unthawed this steak right here. I unthawed this steak probably about a week ago. Put it in the fridge because I was going to do this camping video a lot sooner than today. And I put some Dano's Primo on it. I've never had Dano's before. Let's just say, not because of the Dano's, this steak is looking very, very brown. It expired back in February or March. I got it at Kroger or Walmart. I think this is a Kroger steak. Either Kroger or Walmart. I got it on clearance. Put it in the freezer, you know, proper time. Fast forward to now. Well, tomorrow's October 1st, I believe. Yeah, like I said, a week or so ago, took it out, defrosted it, you know, in the fridge. And, yeah, hopefully we don't die. Because, yeah, hopefully we don't die. We may have to cook that well done. I don't like well done steak, but we may have to cook it well done. All right, so I did a little research on how this thing works. Basically, it's an alcohol stove. This one, like I said, it came with a pretty cool bag. This is the Redcamp. You can buy it on Amazon right now for like 13 bucks. So what you have here is the holder. Now the Trangia that they sell, it's basically the same thing. This is like a knockoff Trangia. Trangia, just think of it as like the name brand. They call this the windscreen on the Trangia. It's basically, it just holds it. You can hold this apparently many different ways. I'm just going to do it like that. There's different ways that you can get this sat in here. I'm just going to sit it like that. Then you sit your cook pot on the top here. So you have this little snuffer. So when you want to snuff out the fire, this thing pulls down like that. And it pretty much just rotates like that. And you can snuff the flame out. So that's pretty cool. And this here is where the alcohol goes. So you can use rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to use Heet because apparently it burns pretty clean. I learned this all on YouTube. It burns pretty clean and it's pretty cheap. It's like $2 or so a bottle at Walmart. So we're going to go ahead and put some Heet in here and get it going. Now I'm not always going to carry around this bottle here. Okay, so yeah, I'm not always going to carry around this bottle, but just for video purpose and showing you guys, we're going to add some in here. I don't know how much we should add. Oh, I spilled it. I spilled it. Got it on my hand. I am going to catch myself on fire. Just watch. Yeah, we're going to have to watch out for that because I do not want to burn. Okay, so we're going to get pretty fancy. And then this here is the cap. It has a rubber gasket. That way you can, so say you're done cooking, you don't want to dump this out. So you just put this on and you can store it away and it shouldn't, yeah, no, it's not leaking at all. So go ahead and get this going. So I want to get pretty fancy and it looks pretty cool. So we have here, move some of these leaves out of the way. We have here a flint striker right here. I thought it'd be pretty cool to be able to do this and light it that way. I don't know, I just think it'd be pretty cool to do and try out, and I don't know, we'll try that. But now apparently the flame is pretty hard to see when it gets lit. I don't know, I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's going. It's going. Whew, got a little bit on the rock there. It appears to be burning. So that was pretty cool, being able to use that. Now I did bring a backup lighter just, is it burning? Ah, yeah, it's burning. It's burning. That is very, very hard to tell, but it is burning. I'll try to bring you guys in pretty close so you can see. You may not be able to see it, probably can't see it, but it definitely is burning. Yeah, I keep questioning, like, is it really burning? But no, it really is burning. You can hardly see it. All right, so let's go ahead and get the water. We need, what is it? I think a cup of water for the mashed potatoes. Or no, we're going to do the steak first. We'll go ahead and use this, I guess. Like I said, it has a Goodwill tag on it. Found it at Goodwill. But, you know, whatever germs are on it will just burn off with the flame, so ain't gotta worry about that. But then, no, this thing's pretty cool. So it all nests on the inside. So as you can see there, this comes around like this, and this could be like your handle, I guess you could call it, like that. And you open it up, and you have like a little plate here you could eat with. And inside you have a, I don't know why it's plastic, but you have a plastic measuring cup. And then you have this, you could use as like a skillet. It looks like the person that had it did use it. You could use this as like a skillet. I mean, the handle's kind of floppy and stupid, but it is what it is. And then you have this you could use as a pot. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and use a Stanley today because it's pretty cool, and I haven't used any of this stuff yet. But yeah, and what's pretty cool about the measuring cup is how it does nest on the inside. Just like so. But we can, we'll use this to cook the steak. We'll use it for something. We'll use it to cook steak. So we're going to just sit this. Oh, that got hot fast. Oh, it got hot very fast. Okay. So there's the steak we're dealing with. Like I said, pretty brown. There's the inside. Okay, so this steak was double the size, but I cut it in half before I left because I know I'm not going to eat that big of a steak in one sitting. I thought about bringing both halves and cooking both, but so I cut it in half, and yeah, look at the brown on the inside. I know that some people's gonna be thinking like, oh, that's normal, that's oxidate. No, listen, this thing expired like back in February, and that was what, 7 months ago, 8 months ago? 8 months ago, and then I took it out of the deep freezer like a week ago, and here we are. So, oh, you hear that sizzle? And this is so awesome. Like I said, we may have to cook it, we may have to cook it well done. Also got some ramen noodles in here. Here's the potatoes we're gonna be cooking. You just add 2 cups of boiling water. I actually brought a measuring cup with me, a metal one. But since I have this, I just pulled this straight out of the car. Like I said, got it at Goodwill. I haven't even washed it or anything. Pulled it out of the car. And so now I can just start using that blue measuring cup. But I did bring this from home. It's just 1 cup measuring cup. But we'll use that blue one. Danos I have on the steak. Yeah, I put this in my bag because mainly to show you guys what it is. I have not eaten any of it yet. But also the fact that I was going to put it on the steak, but I already did that a few days ago. In fact, I added some garlic, which I wonder, hopefully the garlic maybe preserved the steak. Now I removed most of it from the bag, but I had garlic inside of this. And it just makes me wonder, maybe it preserved the steak a little bit. It was just chopped up garlic. The pre-bagged chopped up stuff is all it was. Oh yeah, look at that flame. That flame's looking real good now. But yeah, I like to think that maybe that garlic helped preserve the steak some. But if like a couple days after the garlic was in there, I went ahead and removed it from the bag. There's like a piece or two still in here. Ooh, that is very, very hot. Hopefully we have no bears come up on us because of the smell. We're not camping out tonight, but still. I mean, I guess technically I chose a pretty good size. Like I cut the steak in a pretty good size because I wasn't even going to use this pan, but it did pretty good. You can hear it sizzling. Like so far, this thing seems to be doing pretty good. I gotta watch the camera. I don't want to melt my lens. I better back this up a little bit. It's smelling pretty good. Well, I guess I'll get my utensils out. I have not got to use these utensils yet. Bought them on Amazon a while back ago for some car cooking. Never did use them. Just had to make sure it was still going. I didn't really hear no... There we go. Another thing that just dawned on me is I definitely want to get a Transio like I mentioned, but it'd be nice to have a second one anyways so that I could cook 2 things at once. Like right now, the steak is cooking. That's great. It's amazing. And, you know, I want to have some time for it to rest, you know. That's why I'm like, well, I'll do the steak first because potatoes won't take long at all. Boil some water, add the powder in. Dehydrated potatoes, trust me though, they're amazing. If you want to buy dehydrated potatoes, powdered potatoes, instant potatoes, they got to be Idahoan in the red bag. I'm telling you. Don't do the box stuff where you got to add your own milk. Use the red bag. Amazing. Best potatoes ever. And I put them up there with homemade potatoes. But yeah, having a second one would be pretty nice. I'd be able to cook multiple things at once. I'd be able to do a pretty nice dinner out in the woods, out in the wild. I would love that. Need to look into that. Starting to get dark. I think it's almost 7 o'clock. Like I said, we are not doing any camping tonight, but I do got to get the e-bike over there back to the van. I don't know if you're seeing that flame. You can kind of faintly see it. Yeah, you can see it. But it burns clean. That's what's nice about the Heet. This stuff, I already put it in my bag. But the Heet stuff, it burns pretty clean. Well, what do you say? Do you think we're probably just about good to start eating some steak? Or at least get the potatoes going? Probably not quite yet. Oh yeah, just like lukewarm on the inside. But you know what? Screw it. We're probably gonna die. And I'm not even exaggerating. I'm dead serious. You know, see what I did there, dead. Like, no, I don't think you guys, I think you guys are underestimating how long this thing sat in the fridge after being defrosted. We might actually die. It smells really good. It smells like an actual like barbecue. Let it go a little longer. We do have that lid. Anyways, while that's doing its thing, I guess I can show you guys this Stanley little set here. I bought it for $18 at the London Vendors Market here in London. It's pretty cool. They have other Stanley stuff that I really want to get. They have a Stanley frying pan, and they all like nest together just like this. Like they have this pretty cool latch where it comes down, and they got the lid, but it'll come down, and look at that, it latches all together. So they have a Stanley frying pan. They have like a pot. I guess this is four cups or so right there. It has 2 bowls with it. Maybe these are considered cups. I'm not too sure. It has two. It's a 2-person one, but I don't have any friends, so it's just me out here. And they even give you these two little spoons. They're plastic, but still pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and get our stuff at least going for the potatoes. We need to boil the water first, so we need to add. Now it'd been pretty cool if they would have added. Well, I guess they didn't need to since they already have lines. So I don't even really need to use a measuring cup for that because there's lines on here. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, I got this pre-ready at home from the tap. We'll add 1 cup. Actually, no, it wants 2 cups. Because I did the measurements before I left. And I was like, man, 2 cups pretty much fits perfect in this Pepsi bottle. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. I said we're going to prep it and get it ready, but that's all I really had to do. Probably be getting ready to pull this steak though, because I really want to get that water going, because I got to be going, guys. It's, what time is it? 6:48. And as far as I know, it takes about 12 minutes or so to boil a cup of water. We'll see how long it'll take for this. Looks like we're all going to have to add some more heat, because that is burning out. Now, is this safe to pour this from the bottle? I don't know if this is safe to pour this from the bottle into there. Maybe, you know what? I want to use the little snuffer that I have. I'll be responsible, because I can't afford to be catching on fire or burning down Daniel Boone National Forest. So we're going to use a little snuffer. So look down here so you can see it, watch it. Just snuffed it out. And it really is out, so that worked pretty well. I'm not really afraid of adding too much, because you can just put the cap back on when you're done. We are going to use this though again, so you guys get like an up close motion of me doing this. There we go. There we have it. And this is the Ozark Trail Flint Striker. It's not really called Flint Striker, but it's the Ozark Trail fire starter. Buy it at Walmart. Yeah, it looks can be deceiving because it's like, man, is it really going? But no, it is. So we're actually going to move this over a little more because we're kind of at an angle. Okay, there we go. Oh, set timer, set timer, set timer. Ah, come on, come on, come on, set timer. Okay, stopwatch is set. I'll set it here. I'm not like going to prop it up or anything fancy. Yeah, the flame is going. Well, this steak, we'll let it rest and hopefully we don't die. So guys, something pretty cool that I learned on, I think it was a YouTube short or TikTok. I don't know. It's like one of the short video platforms. So I didn't learn how to do it, but I saw that you can do it. It's pretty basic, like it's pretty common sense on how you can do it. I just didn't know there was such a video out there. But people are doing it, so it's not weird for me to do it. A lot of people are doing it. So look what I have my phone set to do. So I don't know if the screen will shut off because it's on my lock screen, but watch this. Isn't that awesome? That is like the coolest thing ever. Seriously, that is the coolest thing ever. Sabrina Carpenter kissing my screen, leaving the lip mark and walking away. She's actually kissing my screen. And I can see this every time I go to get on my phone. That is amazing. Unbelievable. She left the kiss mark on my phone. Amazing. I didn't know there was such a thing out there. Amazing. Like I said, looks can be deceiving. I was seriously thinking like, man, is it even still going? It's still going. It does burn clean, that's for sure. It does burn clean. So let's do a little bit of talking while, I guess I brought this chair, but I'm not even really using it for anything. So let's do a little talking while that steak is doing its thing. We should be done with the heat. So put some of this stuff away. Done with that. We're going to be cooking those next, so there's those. Okay. Damn chair. Well, let's see what we're at, because this thing's taking a while. I guess I technically could have put the lid on. I probably should have put the lid on. I don't know what I was thinking. We're at 12 minutes and 46 seconds. I don't have like a thermometer or anything with me. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have probably put the lid on. That water is hot. That water is hot. So we are going to go ahead and add the potatoes to it. Bubbling. Just by take it off the burner. Snuff that flame out. Worked like a charm. Another thing, it's not like unbearably hot to hold. And this thing literally just came off of the flame, like the flame was inside of this. It's not like unbearably hot to hold, so that's pretty cool. I don't know, in my opinion, the Redcamp is pretty cool. It's pretty good in my opinion. Now I know what some people are going to be thinking, well, you don't really have the experience you don't really have the experience with other ones to say if it's really good or not. Like, listen, I know that, but these are turning out very, very well. But I did my review, like I did my research, and for right now, this thing works great. I do want to get a Trangia so I can also compare, but also so I could have two of them so I can cook two things at once. And the fact that this thing just goes right back in the bag, I don't know, I love it. Goes right back in there and I ain't gotta worry about it. I need a proper like camp chair. I know Walmart has a pretty cool one I was looking into. It's it's like 30 bucks or so. It like folds out, like the legs like, they fold together, like I don't know how to explain it. The legs like fold together, it's like elastic like bands and they fold together. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. This, I just brought this is just a regular lawn chair. I brought this because, well, not that I'm scared to sit on the ground. I've done it before. I don't mind sitting on the ground. So don't be thinking like, oh, he's just too scared to sit on the ground. No, not the case at all. I'm not afraid to freaking sit on the ground. Just nice to have the leisureness sitting like this. You can also get pretty cool camp tables. Yeah, potatoes aren't bad at all. I like to cut my steak up and then them are hot. Very, very hot. As I was saying, I like to cut my steak up. Dang, I gotta hold the freaking side I was using for my to eat. I like to cut my steak up and then dip it in my mashed potatoes. And if you're wondering what's going on over here about this is I bought these on Amazon. It's a fork, spoon, it even has a bottle opener. It has like different things, and then on the side, there's like some serration on the fork. Like it ain't perfect, but it works. I mean, yeah, you could just use a regular, pocket knife, like freaking Red Dead Redemption 2 style. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I don't know. We probably won't eat all of this because it's already going on, I think, almost 8 o'clock. Well, probably going on about 7:30. So we'll eat some, sit back, enjoy. Next time if I come out this late, I'm just going to be camping. Simple as that. But tonight, no camping. Got to take Presley to school tomorrow and all that good stuff. So, see, that's good. This is hot. So if any brands want to sponsor me with any camping gear, whether that be a chair, camp table, fans, we're getting into winter, so heater, I mean, things like that, or, the power station, EcoFlow, Jackery, Opus. I own an Opus. Opus, sponsor me. Come on now, I own an Opus. Well, at some point, we're going to bring that out here and use that. We'll do some fancy cooking with that. Like, sponsor me. Now, something I don't have is a solar panel for my Opus. Another video that's going to be coming up that you may have seen it by now when you see this video. I'm not too sure. Depending on which one I edit first. The hot wing eating contest at the World Chicken Festival. Now, I didn't do a whole lot of filming at the World Chicken Festival. We went just one day. I would have liked to go more days, but we only went one day. And I just made the day about Presley. She mainly just rode rides. So I didn't really show anything. They had like a big stainless, it's supposed to be the world's largest stainless steel skillet. Yeah, it didn't show like anything like that. But the hot wing eating contest, I would have loved to have been able to film that. Like I had my camera up on the table, and the guy told me I wasn't allowed to have it up there. He asked if I had someone to hold it, but of course I didn't. So I wasn't able to get an angle of me like really eating the wings. I had to sit the camera like on the ground. He said it's cheating. I don't know how that's cheating. There's only supposed to be allowed to have 3 things on the table. Your bucket of wings, your napkin, and then the wet wipe, and then I guess the bottled water. So technically 4 things. The wings, in my opinion, they were hot. And this is coming from someone that don't really do that well with hot foods. But they weren't that bad. Like, I'm not sitting and saying, oh, they weren't hot at all. No, they were spicy. They were hot. The guy that was sitting across from me, he's done the contest like 8 times, he said, and he's won like 3 or 4 times. He came in 3rd. Some little like Asian guy came, like little build, and don't think I'm being racist when I say that. No, like a little like Chinese guy, very like, think like Matt Stoney, like the thin build like that. He came in 2nd, so he was like Kobayashi, like really fast on him. And then the 1st place winner was like, dude's like a tank, built like a tank, not like fat, like muscle. He came in 1st, and he was like 2 across, like 2 down from me. I don't know, it was fun. I plan on doing it next year. I think what really screwed me up, and I'm not going to sit and say if I didn't do this, I would have won. No, I'm not saying that. But I, like 2 hours before I left, I was so hungry at home. I made some French fries and 2 of them banquet chicken patties, the mega, you know. And instead of doing 2 like hamburgers, I just doubled it and put it onto 1 bun. I got halfway through eating that, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm about to do a hot wing eating contest in like 2 hours. So I put it away in Tupperware. I was going to eat it later, but I didn't end up eating it later. I came home, and I took a shower, and I crashed. I was so tired. I was up all night that night before, and I don't know. Crazy. But I think that's what screwed me up, because it wasn't the heat that was getting to me. I just kept going and going and going. I think it was the fact that I was getting full. So I think next year, I think the technique will be to not eat anything the day of. Because the contest registration was at 12 p.m. and it started at 1. I think the trick, I guess you could say, for me next year is I'm going to, what is that? What are you? Get out of here. What are you? I just flicked it like in the nose with my finger. I don't know what that was. It was not a mosquito. It wasn't a bee. I don't know what that was. But I think the trick next year, I think I'm going to not eat anything the day of, and not really much the night before. I don't know. I know in my one video I said, I have confidence of being able to place 3rd. No. Don't have that confidence anymore. And I did say, I'm like, well, I'm not sitting saying I will. But yeah, like Ricky Bobby says, if you're not 1st, you're last. I don't know what place I came in. It wasn't 1st, it wasn't 2nd, it wasn't 3rd. I don't know. I feel like I did okay. But like what I mean is by the heat is like 25, 30 minutes later, if that, I didn't feel no heat. I felt the heat that next day, if you know what I mean. But it wasn't really that bad, in my opinion. So I don't know. I guess next year they plan on making them hotter. So, because like, oh, he plans on going back the old school way next year. I'm thinking, that'd be interesting. So, I don't know. I plan on entering next year. They took 25 of us. The advertisement, like when they were advertising before the festival, they said 20, but they took 25. We got free shirts. Like, I was expecting to have to pay like an entrance fee. 5, 10, 15 bucks, maybe 20 bucks. So I took some cash with me. And I was shocked to see that it was legitimately free. So Old Town Grill is who puts it on. They have a location in London, I think Corbin, and I believe Tennessee. Old Town Grill, London, Kentucky. I mean, come on, that is amazing. They put that on for free. All those wings, each person had 3 pounds in their bucket, and there's 25 of us, so that's what? Around 70 pounds or so. And I say that because I think they underestimated how many people, like the amount of wings, because they were taking people's buckets. And I was sitting there and they took my bucket. Well, first of all, they took the guy beside me's bucket, or maybe it's the big guy that won. They took their bucket and nobody knew what was going on. Well, they brought him back and there was less wings. And then a little bit later, they took my bucket and brought it back and there's less wings. we were making jokes. We were making jokes saying, oh, you know, they're putting hotter sauce on your guys' wings. Ha ha ha. Then they took mine. And it's like, huh, not so funny now. But I guess the reason is because they took out less wings. So I had 2 pounds in my bucket. And the reason and they say it doesn't matter the weight because they're still going to minus what you ate. So say you eat 1.5 pounds, so you'd have ½ pound left to weight. So, but what if I would have ate like more than 2 pounds? Like, what would they do about that? Which, not likely, obviously, but what if I would have? Like, what if I would have ate all the meat on the bone and I'm like, I don't know. It worked out. It was fine, but I'm definitely going to do it again next year. Well, guys, I think it's about time for me to head out. I have 6 little pieces of meat left. It's not that I'm like full. I kind of am getting there. But it's the fact that I really, really want to get home. It's getting dark and I got to drive back to the van. I don't think I'm going to complete my loop and go that way. I don't think. I think I'm going to try going this way. Yeah. I think it's less time to go this way, back the way I came. Trying to think about how I want to put all this away. I'm not leaving it behind. I don't want like bears or anything to eat it and then think, oh, it's safe to come here and get food. No. So I guess that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. It was a success cooking. Like I said, I have the steak here. There's potatoes. It was a success doing this cooking. It really was. Amazing. Alcohol stove for the win. Propane, at least that time. The Mr. Heater Fuel Keg, that thing sucks. This is what I want to do. I want to take the steak and just throw it in my potatoes, because I don't mind that anyways. I should have probably done that when I was sitting here eating anyway, so I'm not going back and forth. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Have my steak and potatoes in a pan, a pot. Time to head on home and start of a new day tomorrow. Lord willing, I'll catch you guys in the next one.